Hey horse lovers, let's talk about snappy hindquarter yields, why I would want them, and what they're for and what they're not for. Okay, so on this day, Vanna and I are working on hindquarter yields from the ground. And for whatever reason, this is part of her ground skills education that I have been a little bit slack on. So I'm going to fix that now. So the first thing is I sent her away from me without it looking like I am sending her on a circle. I just want her to go away so that I can talk to her about yielding her hindquarters. So if you're going to practice this, just be careful in that first part that you don't point with your finger, lead her out with the rope, anything like that. Now, this position I'm in right here, this is a word in the language between me and Vanna. This word only means one thing. That thing is yield your hindquarters, turn and look at me, maybe come over to me. What we're doing right now is over. I'm not going to ask you to do another thing until we've had a moment for reset, and then I might ask you to do another thing. So this game, or this word, is yield your hindquarters. This moment, this topic of conversation is over. It never means yield your hindquarters a little bit so that you can look at me so that I can send you the other way. Never, ever, never, never. That's an entirely different word, okay? If we mix up the words in our language, then it gets confusing and we cause horses to get emotional, okay? So when I bend over at the waist a little bit and tip my head to the side, that always means yield your hindquarters. It also means yield them right now, not in an arc and not in a minute. What I eventually want this word to mean is, I want it to be a safety net for when we play at liberty, especially in big open spaces. If I can catch her thinking about, leaving me, I can use this word to reset without her getting her needs met by putting distance between us. Okay, so that's where we're headed here. Now, it didn't have the feeling I wanted it to have. It was kind of lackadaisical. In my crude Midwestern language, I would say she's half-assing it, right? It's so-so. So I'm going to allow for a reset here. Just stand and let her process, and I'm going to send her away and do it again. That time, it was closer to the feeling that I'd like it to have, so I reinforce it by using my bridge, which is good girl. You can't hear it in this video, but I did say good girl to her, and then gave her a primary reinforcer, a treat. So there, she thinks it means like, look at me but keep going. So then I add pressure to add clarity, and then I give her some time to process. She licked and chewed right away, so that's why I went ahead and asked for another one. And then now that time, it had the feeling that I wanted it to have. I just wanted to check to see if I could ask her to stop and not come all the way in. And it made her a little anxious, like she felt like she was thinking she might get in trouble. So she left that second time on her own. So when I brought her back, I brought her all the way to me to reassure her that she's not in trouble. Nothing you can do could ever be getting you in trouble. Good. So what I'm doing here now is using what sometimes is referred to as the rule of three. So I wanted to do it at least 3 times in a row where it at least is the same or got progressively better. So anytime there was an attempt where the results we got were worse, then I need to start over with my count. Okay, so that's what happened here. This is all about a hindquarter yield from the ground. That means game over. Hope you found that helpful.